Hey, after that meditation, are you feeling lots and lots of love for yourself? Can you honestly say that you love yourself? Or are you having a hard time? A hard time with being happy with you? You know, we know it's easier to focus on our faults. It can be so challenging.
Start it over.
Okay.
You ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hey, after that meditation, are you feeling tons of love for you? Feels good, right? Maybe. Oh, let's start over, please. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
After that meditation, are you feeling a lot of love for yourself? So incredible. Can you honestly say you love yourself? Or are you having a hard time with being happy with yourself? You know, we find that it's so much easier to focus on our faults. It can be challenging and maybe even feel like it's impossible to truly love yourself. And loving yourself, it's so worth it. The key to transforming your relationship with food and life and becoming the happiest person you know is loving yourself unconditionally. You need to believe it's possible. Replace your limiting beliefs with new loving thoughts and consistently use spectacular, simple steps several times a day. My favorite way to do this is through mirror work. So several times a day, just look in a mirror. This is my mirror of love. Look in the mirror. I carry a little mirror around with me. You can look in a big mirror, just a reflection. You look in the mirror and tell yourself how wonderful you are and that you love yourself. I used to say this over and over and over, especially when my late husband was sick, because I was feeling pretty crappy about me. So if this is difficult, you can say, I like myself, or life loves me. And after about 40 days of saying this, you're going to notice how life changes. So I learned this from Brian Tracy. He's a motivational speaker. When my husband was so sick, every time I felt less than, or he was critical, or I was just having a crappy day, I simply looked in the mirror, simple, easy, and remembered the love I had for myself. Even if it didn't feel right, I knew it would come. I've been saying this for about, 25 years now, and it really gives me that love in my heart that I need. This process, it kept me feeling inspired from the inside out, and I believe it saved my life. We know that happiness and self-love are a choice. When you love yourself, things change. I love loving myself up in the shower. Every day when you take a shower, use this time to tell you each and every part of your body that you love it and how you're so happy it's taking such great care of yourself. You just use the soap. I love you, my beautiful arms. Love you, my beautiful stomach. It's amazing. It changes a whole lot instead of all those other thoughts that are running in your head when you're in the shower. What I'd like you to do is choose your number one affirmation, maybe from the previous modules or one from the list below, and develop, or you can develop one of your own. Look in the mirror, say your affirmation, and feel the feeling you would have when you say this affirmation. Choose the affirmation that works for you. The one I chose that I said over and over, the one I wanted to achieve the very most was business is great, people are terrific, and life is wonderful. You see, this was so important, my most important goal, because I was the breadwinner and I had to take care of that very active son. I looked in the mirror and I said and felt that affirmation Business is great. People are terrific. Life is wonderful. I'd say it throughout my entire body and throughout the entire day. If that seems like it's too much, say it at least 5 times a day. Sometimes I'd say it about 40 times, and when I was feeling really crappy, 400 times a day. I really felt myself living that affirmation. You can add details to it, whatever makes it true for you. Just keep saying it and feel it in your body. This is feelization. Most days, this exercise didn't take very long. If I was like in a little snippet of it, it would take about 3 minutes. Often that's all I had, 3 minutes. So I would say the affirmation in odd places, like when I was stopped at a stoplight for a red light, I'd look in the rearview mirror and talk to myself and say my affirmations. Slowly, amazing miracles, they started showing up in my life. Life got easier. My body got healthier. I became remarkably healthier and happier. After I got used to saying this affirmation, saying it often, I made one affirmation that I told myself would be non-negotiable. That affirmation is one I still use today. It's everything is working for my greatest good. It's kind of a generic one that covers everything. Everything is working for my greatest good. I know this sounds super simple. Maybe it sounds like fairy dust, right? But before you throw this whole concept out, start using the affirmation practices, the mirror work, and notice how your life changes. You'll see it'll be different. What have you got to lose? There are no side effects. I invite you to consider what would happen when you are living your amazing, wonderful life. I know this works because I've been there. Remember, it's not about fast. Slow and steady wins the race. Remember the tortoise? So here are my favorite positive affirmations for self-love. You're going to get this sheet, so create your own and have some fun with this. Self-love affirmations, they are powerful statements that give you the ability to change your beliefs about anything. So for the greatest impact, of course, we have to speak them out loud. I like to say them first thing in the morning. Put good thoughts in your head when you first wake up, or right before bed, going into that dream state, putting good thoughts in. Words can seek and sink into your self-conscious. What we tell ourselves really creates our reality. So I'd love for you to use some of the following affirmations, the ones that resonate with you. Just get out your notebook, get out your journal, write the ones that stick, and you have a sheet with all of these on it. I also like to have sticky notes. I have them all over the house, and I write my affirmations on them. I put them in the car, and I remind myself, because we're changing our behaviors. It's taken a long time to get there. It takes a while to change it. So the first affirmation is, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of love. So often we think we're not worthy. I carry strength, courage, and resilience within me. I carry strength, courage, and resilience within me. Next, I have the ability to overcome any challenges life gives me. You like that one? Abundance and love flow from me. I love this one. I am pure beauty. I think some of my wrinkles even go away when I say that. I am pure beauty. I am cocooned in the loving energy of the universe. And it's just so monumental. I love myself beyond comprehension. Sounds narcissistic, but it's so wonderful. I am worthy of infinite and unending compassion. Next one, my life is a celebration of my accomplishments. We're celebrating all throughout the day. Love rises from my heart in the face of difficulty. Next affirmation, the love within me flows through me in every situation. Love is always flowing, flowing, flowing. My body is a beautiful expression of my individuality. It's not that we have flaws. We're a unique expression, right? I am authentic, true, and expressive. Love that. That's what I want to be all the time. Next affirmation is love brings me to youthfulness, energy, and rejuvenates me. We all want to feel that way, right? Next affirmation is I honor and respect my limitations and thank myself. Thank you, Catherine, for the capabilities I do have, looking at everything right. My life is founded on respect for myself and others. I am confident in my individuality. I am love, compassion, and empathy. I am enough. I am exactly who I need to be in this moment. That one makes me feel really good. Like I'm not ever doing anything wrong. I'm exactly who I need to be. The next one is I am love incarnated. I am pure love. Love that one. The next one is no person, place, or thing has any power over me unless I give it. For I am the only thinker in my mind. I have immense freedom in that I can choose what to think. The next one is I can choose to see life in positive ways instead of complaining or being mad at myself or other people. These are a little bit longer, but they're really profound. The next one is complaining about what I do not have is the one way to handle a situation, and it doesn't change anything. Got it? Complaining does not change anything. Next is when I love myself and find myself in the midst of a negative situation, I can say something such as, I am willing to release the pattern in my consciousness that contributed to this condition. Just tell yourself you're willing. The subconscious brain will get it. The next one is, I have made negative choices in the past, but this does not mean that I'm a bad person, nor am I stuck with these negative choices. Are you getting a few of these to choose? You're going to have them all on paper. So know that you can repeat these over and over and over. Next affirmation, I release old judgments and love myself unconditionally. Get those limiting beliefs and the old judgments out. So the next simple step is just to reframe your negative statements. When you make a mistake, remember, life is a learning experience. Sometimes we make decisions based on our inner guidance. And hey, I know very well, sometimes we don't. We make them based on what's out here, right? You know, it's okay not to follow this principle 100% of the time. At least when you're first learning it. I'd like you to get there. Progress, not perfection. In time, as more and more magic comes into your life, you will want to live and love at a high vibe frequency. All the time, you really will want to live here because it feels so good. For now, be kind to yourself, baby steps, remember? And know your soul is here to learn. Every time you make a mistake, you are learning the lessons for a happier, healthier life. We are so not defined by the mistakes we make. So allow yourself to let go. Let go of those all that negative self-talk, and love yourself. Anytime you catch yourself criticizing yourself or others, judging, say cancel. Reframe that thought. Reframe it with a more positive one. Breathe love into the new thought. Watch the critical thought drift away. When you do this, you'll notice many powerful shifts. Things happen like you become more compassionate. When we love ourselves in every single situation, we learn to be the best versions of ourselves. Remember the thing I was angry at? I like that statement now. We become more compassionate towards ourselves and we just stop judging. It's so good. Judging based on past decisions or actions that we've learned from our mistakes, and we move on to the next moment. It's no big deal. We can't do anything about the past, right? When we are compassionate with ourselves and others, it's so much easier to adapt to these changes. Adapt to these changes in our life and to bounce back from hardship. Hardship like, my late husband died. Hardship like poverty or tragedies. It's so much easier to bounce back quickly. We become more brave, more confident. We become someone who's really being her true self, moment after moment. It makes you courageous to love yourself. It makes you strong. When challenges or anxieties come up and they're mounting, the more you can love yourself, you're going to feel the pressure. Of course you will. But you're going to face them with grace because you learn that you can count on yourself, your true self. You can do your best, whether you fail or you succeed. When we express our true self, we become comfortable in our own skin. And this amazing weight is just lifted off of us, off our shoulders. By self-berating yourself all the time, it's so unhealthy. But the nice thing is when you start really loving yourself, that berating, it diminishes. And in time, we're less worried about the future. We're so comfortable in the present. And we no longer carry the past around with us. We pay attention to the present, and it brings us comfortable to be here now. You get more focused and centered. You get more positive. And you'll notice that when you're trusting that inner guide inside of you, your relationships with others start to change. People are magnetically attracted to you. You'll start surrounding yourself with people who help and encourage you to be yourself. You won't spend so much time around people who drain your energy, and you'll gravitate towards others who inspire the best in you. We get our needs met when we're loving ourselves. It just kind of magically happens. And we tune in to a happier and more fulfilling life. We get our needs met because we trust what we're doing. Each day and each moment, we know that we deserve to be happy and that we have hope and the belief in the value of pursuing our dreams. I suggest you keep a journal. You write down your experiences. You notice these magic, these miracles. You write down how you felt about them, whether you felt you dealt with the experience in a way that aligned with your inner voice, or was it from external sources? If you felt upset, maybe you were upset towards someone. Did you confront them? Did you hide it? Were you being true to yourself? The more you write it down, the more it gets locked in your brain. I suggest you do this a little bit every single day, even if it's 3 sentences, a paragraph. The more you write down and notice when you're doing what's best for you, the more you get closer to expressing your true being more often. So let's transform hate into love. This is such a fun exercise. Just take out a sheet of paper, and I've provided it for you. On the left side, list everything you hate. You're going to do this after. I'm just going to explain it now. List everything you hate. This is going to be your play work. Write it all down. I hate that I'm not more. I hate that my thighs have cellulite. I hate that I'm always, whatever you hate, write it on the left. And then take out the list and get really descriptive on the right side. You're going to write why you hate this part of yourself. Things like, I hate that my thighs have cellulite, or they're just so lumpy and flabby. And write down on that list what it is and the thing you hate. And as you write this, it's going to hurt. Ouch, right? Yeah. And now I want you to read your statements to yourself. After you've done that, you're going to read those statements to yourself. So the good news, yes, there's good news, is that once you bring all this self-directed ugliness into the light, you can absolutely, you're ready to transform its destructive energy and let go of the self-hating habits. It's one of my favorite exercises. I used to do it all the time. It's not a once and done. The divine relationship you build with yourself, it'll help you to improve every single aspect of your life. So you got that part of it, and you've got all this written down. So I'm just giving you kind of a verbal direction. You're going to do this after you're done with the tapes from today, your play work. The next step is so much better, okay? I wouldn't leave you hanging with that. We're now going to apply loads of love. Once you wipe off the shame, wipe off the disgust, wipe off the fear, and also let go of all the hate, the judgment, you really surrender to that which you cannot change. And presto, there's space for love to flow in. You can give yourself self-acceptance. It's amazing. Now it's time. Transform all that self-hate, all that disgust into serenity. The serenity that comes from love. At the top of your second piece of paper, write the title, My Mirror of Love. Just pull out the piece of paper that says My Mirror of Love, or your own sheet. Doesn't have to be mine. Underneath that, I want you to write these 5 lines. I'm looking inside now. Got it? I'm looking inside now. I accept myself unconditionally. I accept myself unconditionally. I affectionately appreciate, acknowledge, and adore myself. I love what I see. And you'll go back to each of the statements of disgust and dislike and create a mirror for yourself that reflects love. Turn each of these statements into a love-powered statement. So let me give you an example. For your thighs, you might say, I love you, my thighs. I love you, my legs. You are so beautiful and strong. You get me from point A to point B. You help me walk. Or, I love that I'm exactly where I am today. Reframe these statements. Put this positive list in a place where you can see it often, and say the positive statements to yourself in the mirror. And just watch. You're going to have a magical transformation. Love that exercise. Give yourself the gift of extreme self-care. Make a list of the things you love to do. Okay? This is your next step. Things you bring you joy, pleasure. You're going to start doing these things every day. And then we're going to create your own self-love mantra. For 40 days before you get out of bed, just take 5 to 10 minutes and repeat a love mantra to yourself until you feel a warm, happy sensation throughout your body. So my favorite love mantra is, I love who I am exactly as I am. I am myself, and that's enough. And you're just going to sit in bed and breathe for 5 minutes before you get up every morning. And then ask, what is it I need to know? Listen. Listen to your breath. Start your day this way. And see what you hear. Then act on that guidance. You may not hear anything in the beginning, but after a while you'll start hearing guidance. Your inner voice will show you the way to extreme self-love. So if you feel like maybe you can't love all the pieces and the places in yourself, well, if you can't, how can you expect anyone else to? So I invite you to choose one of the self-love exercises. Look on the paper, decide which one you want to start with, and slowly incorporate the one you love into your life. Start using it. And then incorporate the others in baby steps as you see fit. Use them often, several times a day. Repeat your affirmations. Feel warm, loving, beautiful love inside your body. It's amazing. The truth is, self-love is your fuel and your foundation. If it's not there, your entire life will be unstable and uncertain. When you truly love yourself, life moves forward with ease. Everything magically falls into place. So slow down. Listen to your inner guidance. She will lead your way. As you discover more self-love just for you, you'll start to see things like emotional suffering, pain, illness in your body. Those will be your little warning signs. Your body starts to talk to you. These signs will tell you that you're living against your own truth. You'll know when you're living in your authenticity, living your authentic life. You'll know it authentically. Say that 5 times fast. You'll stop trying to force and plow through life. It's not about getting it done. It's about doing it with ease and grace. You start going inside and making decisions that are more in alignment with your desires. You truly start respecting yourself. It feels so good. You'll start craving for a different life. And it'll start creating itself for you. What's so much fun is it'll start growing around you magically. You won't know what hit you. You understand that you're always in the right place at the right time, and everything is happening in the moment for your greatest good. You feel calmer, centered, and really self-confident. At least these are the things that happened to me. You quit stealing your own time, and you stop designing huge projects for the future. Maybe small ones, but you really live in the moment, and it feels really good. You start doing only what brings you joy. If you know it's not going to bring you joy, you just don't do it. Joy and happiness. You do the things you love, the things that make your heart sing in your own rhythm, and your life will get simpler. Doesn't mean you not get out of your comfort zone, because you do, but things that you really, really want and desire for you. You will feel free of anything that's not good for your health, food, people, things, situations, and everything that draws you away from yourself, especially food, right? You will start living in the now, in the present, living for the moment. You will no longer live in the past or worry. Worry is so useless. Worrying about the future. You'll be totally fulfilled. Discovering self-love is a lifelong process. Don't expect it to go away like that. The more you practice, the better. So get started with these exercises that I've just given you. What happens is, the more you practice, the more alive and aware you feel. So thank you for taking such loving and amazing time for the one, the only, unique, special you. Know you're worth loving. Know you're worth loving. Know you deserve all the special, fabulous things in life. The more you do these exercises, the better your life's going to get. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear how you're doing on this journey, your successes, your challenges. Please reach out. I want to know how this program worked for you. What was magic? And I'm so delighted that you allowed me to share all of these beautiful things with you so you can transform and grow and transform that relationship with food and life. I want to empower you to be the best you can be. So enjoy your self-love journey. Know that I love you, and I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Thank you. This is Catherine, your nutritionist and Joyful Living Coach.